Welcome back to Society Case Files. My name is Robert, and today I'm going to be talking about a game that I did some crowdfunding for. There is a ton of stuff here, so we're going to jump in pretty fast. But before we do, if you like this kind of content and you want to see more, please subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Maybe hit the like as well. But other than that, we're going to dive right in. I backed this game on Game Backer, and it happened back in May of 2024, so it took about a year to get. Maybe I backed it a little sooner than that, but regardless, it was about a year from payment to receipt. Now, I actually kind of forgot about this. Consequently, I forgot about doing the Assassin's Creed pre-order as well for that role-playing game, and I just got the PDFs for it yesterday, so we'll talk about that another time. But considering how long some of these Kickstarters and crowdfunding things take, it is not entirely surprising to kind of forget that you've done it, especially when there's not tons of updates. Maybe they're in the middle of production and they just don't have anything to say, or they've already let you know that things are happening, so there's not really any reason to talk anymore. But for whatever reason, I didn't get any more updates about this one per se. It was always sort of in the back of my mind because they continue to do other products. Like right now, they've got a game for superhero stuff coming out that you can go and back. But anyway, let's dive in to Outgunned. So I backed the adventure version, and I paid enough to get all of the other stuff they had. So let's start with their older products, and we'll move forward. I got this main book for the Outgunned game. It's cinematic action role-playing, and basically, as you flip through it, you quickly see that they were highly influenced by like Mission Impossible, action movies from the 80s, John Wick, all that kind of stuff. It's pretty cool. I looked at the PDF of this before I did this video today, and the system is fairly interesting. You've got basically 20 skills, you got a few attributes, and the way you roll to see if you succeed is you have a dice pool, and as you roll them, you're matching symbols or numbers if you don't have their special dice. And two of a kind is basically, a basic success. Three of a kind is a critical success, and so on. The more Yahtzee you get, the higher the success rate. And then there's ways to do re-rolls and that kind of stuff. It's pretty reasonable. They say on the back, Outgunned is a cinematic action RPG inspired by the classics of the genre, from Die Hard to True Lies, passing through James Bond, Atomic Blonde, Kingsman, Ocean's 11, Hot Fuzz, and John Wick. So the thing about this, and we're going to get to it in a minute, is just how little they care that they have drawn inspiration from these and that they really bank on it. But we'll see that in a moment. The next thing I got is this book called World of Killers. It's a supplement of Assassins, Hired Guns, and Secret Societies. This is just John Wick. It says it's inspired by John Wick, Kill Bill, Leon, Assassin's Creed, and Hitman. So you take on the role of heroic killers who must cooperate to carry out an impossible mission. That's basically what it is. One of the things that struck me about these is that there is not as much artwork as I thought. What is in here is very cool. I'll just hold it up and see if you can see it. I don't know. But it's neat, but it's interesting. They do reuse some of the art over and over again. And it's not as prevalent as I thought, but it is still pretty hefty. So there's a lot of material in these books. So this is one of the supplements I got, and this is for the original Outgunned. I then got this book called Action Flicks. This is a collection of mini expansions and cinematic settings for Outgunned. Now, this is where we really get into the fact that they just don't seem to worry too much about the fact that they are borrowing from things. Here is Star Wars, pretty much. They've even got a little Yoda creature on the book. Yeah, here we go. At the very beginning of it, they'll have like a VHS tape of whatever it is that they're basically creating. This one is Weirder Things. So again, I don't know how they necessarily felt okay with some of that. It seems interesting that you can even use the font. We've got A Kind of Magic, which is Harry Potter. And it goes on and on. There's tons of them in here. New rules, some enemies, some ways to make it happen. We got Killing Aliens, which is just aliens. And Ghost Hunters. There you go. So anyway, lots of extras. This kind of reminds me of like All Flesh Must Be Eaten or Terra Primate, where there's just a ton of ways to play the game, and you get a book like this that just has tons of different setting updates to make it happen. It's a lot like that, because in All Flesh Must Be Eaten, there are just dozens of ways that the zombie outbreak could happen. In Terra Primate, there's lots of ways that the apes can be interacting with humans, and they did that here too. Next up, we have this Mission Dossier. It's a 3-shot introductory campaign for the Outgunned. And there's not a lot of photos in here, so there's not really anything to show. But it is just a whole bunch of information to run your first adventures and get used to the game. Very cool. And then finally, we've got the Outgunned GM screen. It's tiny, but yeah, here it is. It's pretty cool. It's got just about everything you can need. This is not the most complicated system, so there doesn't need to be a ton of information in here. This isn't Rollmaster. You're not going to expect to see like 40 different tables or something nuts. Okay, so that's the Outgunned portion. Now we're going to get into the part that I actually got pulled into this Kickstarter for, and that is Outgunned Adventure. Basically, it says on the back that it's inspired by the classics from Indiana Jones to The Mummy. And really, I saw a picture that was pretty much The Mummy, and I backed it. And again, not a lot of pictures in here to show. But there's like this dude with a white dog. And it's pretty much the exact same game, just now it's set in sort of pulp adventure, in a pulp adventure series. It's really an awesome book. I do like what art there is in it, and this one will be a lot of fun. There is a special Outgunned Adventure GM screen, which is sepia with a little bit of dark teal there to differentiate it a little bit. Then we've got another mission dossier. This is case file number 0002. The other one was 0001. And this is just the introduction to playing the adventure part of the Outgunned series. Again, not really a lot of photos, so nothing to see here per se. But it's another 3-shot campaign. We've got this book called Assistant Director, Outgunned. It's solo rules and a mission generator. So effectively, you can roll on these things, and it will give you like a MacGuffin. For example, cryptic document, mysterious phone call, official paperwork, missing person, that kind of thing. And then it goes into the help table. Who do you have to help you? There's a flaw table, so on and so forth. And it doesn't just cover the original game. It also covers adventure, because there is a section for that, and tells you how to play the game by yourself. And then gives some more ideas on how to run games for this system. Okay, I thought I had this set up properly, but I did not. This is Action Flicks Volume 2, which is basically another version of that book that has a whole bunch of settings. I'm not sure which settings are in here, so let's take a quick peek. Star Knights. So I thought the other one was Star Wars. This one is way more Star Wars. There you go. Let's see. What else do we got? We've got old ones. So there's a Call of Cthulhu one. And then the Weird West. Lookout, Savage Worlds. Or Deadlands, I guess. Let's see. What other settings did they release? Dark and Light. I guess this is probably a Good Omens reference, is my thought. And then we've got Mighty Swords. This is barbarian stuff. District 77. There's a cyberpunk one. zombies. There you go. Quack Tales. So, like Scrooge McDuck or Darkwing Duck, I guess. And that's not all. There's still more to come. It's crazy. So I got this thing called an action deck. In this deck, there are 16 roll cards, 27 trope cards, 15 enemy cards. Anyway, whatever all that stuff means. If you haven't read the rules, it probably doesn't matter. I thought I had opened this, but it looks like the internals are wrapped as well. There's like a template. Okay, so basically these cards help you so you don't have to look up the rules. They look like rule reference cards, which is pretty cool. I have a bunch of those for the Fallout game and for Vampire. We've got this same thing, but this one is for the adventure version, so it's got all of those rolls and stuff. And that's not all. So we've also got this crazy box that is the Stretch Goals Volume 2. It looks like an old like VHS tape. And it says that in here, we'll find 9 adventure dice, 9 ivory dice, 2 grit dice, 3 spotlight coins, a bronze bullet die, 3 cinematic posters, 1 adventure passport, 4 camp coasters, 1 plane token, the adventure deck, the dice pouch, the world map, the adventure pencil. Yes, I did say that. And the key ring. So let's take a look. Okay, so we're looking here at the stretch goal stuff that came in this really cool little bag. And there's the passport, the pencils. All right, here are our dice with all the symbols. Here's the other dice. I'm not entirely sure what these are for. They might be more of the same. There's this grit die. I haven't read the rules on this yet, so I'm not sure. Here's a mini deck, and it has the stuff on the screen there, adrenaline cards, so on. Here is the weird little prop, like a little ring. Kind of reminds you of Drake from Uncharted. A little plane counter. That's like a challenge coin. Then we got this. Even more dice. These are the original dice from the first game. You see they do symbols to make it simpler. Here's the bullet die. I've seen these online. I think they're kind of funny. Some more coins. Some legitimate coasters. And they've got information on the back. Another 12-sided die. This is a grit die. I don't know what it does. I didn't read that far into the rules. This crazy little passport here. Oh, it's actually like for character sheets. That's kind of fun. Like I would never use that. I wouldn't want to ruin it because I'm one of those freaks that buys journals and then never actually uses them. Anyway, beyond that are some posters, and that's about it. So there you go. And there you have it. Outgunned. Tons of stuff. Pretty cool Kickstarter. I spent around $330 to get all of this stuff that I have shown here. You can back their superhero product, which you do have a version that gets you every book. I think that one is now $400 because there's so much new stuff. But if you already have all this, you can kickstart just the superhero part for $70. Now, I have no idea how long it's going to take to get, if they've already got it ready, if they're waiting to see how well they do. I mean, honestly, considering that they are like 400% beyond their request, they wanted 10 grand, and now they're way, way, way beyond that. If I was them, I'd be making it right now and trying to get it out the door, but I don't know how many projects they have in the running. I know some of these guys that do crowdfunding are trying to bust out 5-6 projects at a time, and it does cause quite a few delays, and you see quite a few people complain about how long it takes to get their stuff and so on and so forth. But regardless, these guys made some pretty high quality stuff. The closest to this, and I think it's a little better, but there's less of it, is the Raven game I did a video for. That game is truly a work of art, and there's a lot more art in it. This game is probably a very close number 2, just for the fact that it's all nicely printed. I didn't have to go through DriveThruRPG to get it. And there's just a ton of crazy stuff here, all these little trinkets and that sort of thing. It's pretty neat. So all around, I would recommend it. It does seem like it might be a slight bit complicated, but I haven't read the entire rules yet, and it may be very quick and simple. I just haven't gotten there. But regardless, even if it is a little complicated, I like the novelty of the pairs and the 3 of a kind and all that cool stuff. So we'll see how it plays eventually. I'll dive into the rules more now that I've actually received it. I wasn't really excited about reading a PDF when I got it. Now that I've got it, I'm pretty pumped. They did a great job. It's super fun, and I would recommend to at least take a look at it. I'll include a link to them in the description. But that's it for me. Have you tried this game? Do you know anything about it? Are you excited about it? Let me know in the comments, and I'll talk to you again next time. This is Robert with Society Case Files, signing off.